Friday Football Fever, sponsored by GTCC and Shift Ed.
Can you believe just how fast the high school football season is flying by? I mean, we're already in week 4 of Friday Football Fever.
It's crazy. Some teams, they couldn't even wait till today. They actually played yesterday because of the weather threat, but there were plenty of games on tap tonight.
Absolutely. Our GTCC Game of the Week took us out to Davidson County for a battle between two teams that are 2-1, Trinity and Wes Davidson. Now in the first quarter, Trinity strikes first when Noah Bradley connects with Nazir Staten in the end zone. So the Bulldogs pick up 6, but the extra point is missed. Now don't forget that, it'll come into play later in the game. Now in the second quarter, Trinity knocking on the door, Buck Rogers punches it in to increase the lead. But we can't count out Wes Davidson just yet. Staying in the second, Dragons on offense, ball is handed off to Aaron Jorgen. He stays on his feet, the offensive line push him in. Crosses the goal, putting Wes Davidson on the board finally. But the clock is winding down in the first half. Carson Corral finds Mason Miller, but he is ruled down just short of the goal line. So, yeah, I know. Corral with the keeper to give the Dragons a 14-13 lead heading into the locker room. And remember that extra point, Jalen?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the difference maker in this one. The Dragons win 20-19.
We're off to Forsyth County for a big-time non-conference matchup at Deaton-Thompson Stadium, featuring a pair of 2-1 teams as Glenn took on Parkland. And we start with Parkland with the ball as Ethan Bailey drops back to pass. But it's picked off by the senior Jasir Hayes, who scoots up the sideline to set up the Glenn offense, but they wouldn't capitalize. Parkland on 0 again as Ethan Bailey hits Kewan Covert, who looks like he's going down, breaks free off the screen, and he's going to score all the way to the house to make it a 7-0 lead later in the game. Bailey does it again, this time hitting Jason Day 26 yards down the field in the end zone for the touchdown as Parkland takes the 14-0 lead into the half. Out the half, Glenn moving the ball well. Brady Robinson drops back. It's Jasir Dixon for a long game, but Parkland, they would hold on to win it 14-9.
Must be Jersey night at Oak Grove, Jalen. And what a great performance by the Grizzlies, our Friday Football Fever Band of the Week.
Well, the defending 2A state champion Reedsville Rams have jumped out to a 3-0 start on the year, and the Rams were back in action tonight inside of Community Stadium as they hosted Eastern Alamance. Let's get you right to it. First up, it's Jariel Cobb getting the call as he bulls his way into the end zone for the touchdown to give the Rams a 7-0 lead. But back comes Eastern. Zach Merchel, he hits Douglas Cottrell Jr. on the screen, and look at him boogie his way into the end zone. Now we're tied at 7, going the other way. It's Deontay Neal rolling out as he finds a wide open Frankie Galloway, and Reedsville now leads it 14-7 at the half. Coming out to break, the Rams are on the first series of the third quarter, and watch Neal do his thing as he scoots his way into the end zone, stretching the lead to 14 for Reedsville. But the Eagles would respond as Tyreek Samuel
Look at the
gets
wheels
past the defense and turn on the Jets. He's gone, taking it to the house for the long touchdown run, making it 28-14.
I gave him a hug at the end.
But Reedsville was just too much. This time it's Neal rolling out left as he drops a bomb on Cameron Jones for the big-time touchdown. They go on to win it 45-14. Before we get back to the highlights tonight, we have a special project we want to tell you guys about.
Yeah, for the last few months, we've been working on a 4-part docuseries following the Rams on their quest for state title number 24. It's called Heart of the City, Reedsville Rams.
Streaming exclusively on WFNY Plus, which you can find on Roku, Apple TV, or Fire TV. And we have a sneak peek at episode 1 for you to enjoy.
Winning always helps build excitement, and the Rams of Reedsville are prolific at winning. A state record 23 titles, 10 since the turn of the millennium. But before this team can lift another championship trophy over their heads in December, they have to lift weights in July.
Bench press. When you come off, you're going to grab a 25-pound plate. You go the upright rows, bring that plate right beneath your chin.
And the only place you can see episode 1 in its entirety is on WFMY. Plus, you can find that on your Roku, Fire TV, or Apple TV. Just search the App Store. I promise it's worth every minute of your attention.
All right, let's get back to some game action. This is a matchup between Eastern Guilford and Western Alamance. In the first quarter on 4th down, Eastern Guilford close to the end zone, I know, but DJ Parker can't keep his hands on it, so Western will take over. The Warriors looking to move the chains, but Avery Washington sacks Ethan Oakley, forcing a 4th down. Now the Warriors kicker Noah Barrett, he steps up for Western Alamance, and it's good for 3 points, so the Warriors lead 3-0 at the end of the first. In the second quarter, Eastern Guilford's Davion Majette throws it deep, but is intercepted by Western's Hamilton Plunkett. He puts Western Alamance in decent field position, so the Warriors are back on offense. Oakley finds James Newton.
Lefty.
Yep, he spins Jalen. No one is going to bring them down. He breaks the tackle. He'll take it all the way as Western Alamance wins, beating Eastern Guilford 17-7.
Out at Cushwa Stadium, Smith put its unbeaten record on the line here in week 4 as they took on Thomasville. And we start with some defense. There's a whole lot of that in this one. Thomasville breaks up the pass on 4th down there. Turnover on downs with Smith with the ball again. And watch Darius Chukwemeka. He gets outside the pocket. Now he turns on the gas. Watch him slide a defender there for the huge gain and the first down. Oh, one more move at the end, but it would lead to another Golden Eagles punt. Now to the third quarter we go as Darius. This time he hits the freshman Devin Mills, and look at Mills make a couple nice moves as he scoots his way into the end zone to put Smith up 9-7. But it would be Thomasville who picks up the win 13-9.
We wrap up this group of games with a stop in Randolph County for Providence Grove and Ashboro. In the first quarter, the ball is handed off to DJ Scott, who picks up a nice carry to give Ashboro a first down and some change. Yeah, that's a little bit of a hard hit. But the Blue Comets are driving, but Holden Swift, take a look at this. He intercepts Logan Laughlin's pass. He returns it for a decent amount. Providence gets the ball back. Ashboro quarterback Jackson Lawver trying to generate some offense, but he throws an interception to Quincy Lee. Blue Comets will get the ball back. Ashboro finally capitalizing as Quincy rushes for a touchdown.
Ooh, another one.
Yeah, I know, right? To give the Blue Comets the lead, Ashboro takes this one 17-10.
First-year head coach Trip Honeycutt has Walkertown off to a 3-0 start for the season. The Wolfpack hit the road tonight for a matchup against a tough and rugged North Davidson Black Knight squad. And here we go, Walkertown on offense. But here comes North Davidson, that strong defense standing up, coming up with the TFL. But it's Walkertown still going on the next play. And look at the big bomb from the Wolfpack. Setting up this. They're in the red zone now. And here we go. 2 plays later, punching it in. Number 2 for his second touchdown of the night. Walkertown on defense now. Looks like they stood up the running back, but look at him just keep the legs churning as he's in for the Black Knights touchdown. As looks like North Davidson, they go on to win this thing. Don't have a final score, sorry. Let's go to the next one.
All right, let's switch gears to take a look at our Friday Football Fever Shift Ed Play of the Week. There were just so many good plays to choose from for week 4, but this one takes the cake. We'll go back to the Reedsville Eastern Alamance matchup. Deontay Neal uses his quickness for the touchdown run. Then on the next series, the Rams junior quarterback calls his own number, and he's off to the races, going untouched for the touchdown. It's a double play from Deontay Neal for our Friday Football Fever Week 4 Shift Ed Play of the Week. And don't forget, we've got 5 big-time games in the running for our next GTCC Game of the Week. Williams takes on Southern Alamance. Reagan hosts East Forsyth. West Forsyth will travel to Mount Tabor. Ragsdale meets up with Northern Guilford, and Northwest Guilford kicks off against Western Guilford. Just head on over to WFMYnews2.com and click the Game of the Week story to cast your vote.
Thanks to our researcher, Chad Silver, we do have a final score from the
Yes, we
Walkertown North Davidson game. Like I said, North Davidson would win. Final score 21-20.
Ooh,
Nail biter.
Oh my gosh. That's a good one.
Have a good weekend. Good night.
Friday Football Fever, sponsored by GTCC and Shift Ed.